Hey guys, this morning we are talking about, sorry, my phone is trying to be uncooperative. There we go. This morning we are talking about what does coaching really look like? Because I get asked this a lot, especially on discovery calls. So I thought we'd go into it in a little bit of detail. First of all, for those who are not familiar with me, if this is your first time hopping on one of my streams, welcome. I am Marcia Whyte, the founder and chief content officer of GratitudeSpeak, which is a life and business coaching practice that I run. Now, on the life coaching side, I deal with people who are stuck, professionals who are stuck in a point of pain, particularly grief. What does that look like? Grief can be the loss of a loved one. It can be you're passed over for a promotion, or you are devastated because you've been downsized, or you're going through a particularly tough time with a divorce or a breakup of some kind. But there's a significant life event that has you stuck. You're challenging you're questioning your confidence, your competence, all such as that. I help you move out of that pain into your purpose again and your productivity. On the business coaching side, I work with sales professionals who are, though some of my services will be expanding, I work with sales professionals right now who are wanting to increase and enhance their referrals, their retention, and their reviews, by teaching you how to network effectively, how to do real meaningful relationship marketing, as well as follow-up. So that's all of our housekeeping getting out of the way. Hey Tammy, see, I'm in brand colors today. And so I wanted to share with you all what coaching really looks like or should look like in an ideal setting, whether it's with me or with someone else. So there's 4 things that we need to really just encompass, and we're being general today, but you can fill in the blanks based on what you need, where you are in your journey. So the first point is there is an investment, people. Let's get clear. Coaching takes a lot of energy, both from that, from your perspective in terms of you've got to share, you've got to be vulnerable, you've got to be as transparent and open as possible for someone to know how to help you. All right, sometimes it's a very easily identified issue, but oftentimes you come in not really knowing where to go and what to expect. And so it's the coach's job to help you pinpoint the areas that you see as struggle and get some strategies in place and some tactics to make you successfully move from where you are, which would be point A, to where you ultimately need to be, which may be point D, point F, point L. But it is, there is an investment. It's an investment of time, of energy, and certainly of money. So let me give you a caveat. Good work ain't cheap, and cheap work ain't good. So if you're talking about somebody that's charging you 25 hours to kind of listen to your troubles, that's probably not what you are going to need to help you move forward in your career. Now, I'm not trying to throw shade at people that charge very little, but most coaches do not work by the hour. They will set a price in a package that you can invest in. And let me share this with you. If you are not willing to invest in your own health and well-being in terms of mental, physical, and career, how can you expect to ask anyone else to do the same when they take a chance on you in sales of whatever goods and services you provide in your profession? So there's the investment point. Number 2, there is the commitment. When you are talking about spending your time in the company of someone who has usually trained for it, has a ton of experience, and really is committed to helping you become your best self, whatever that looks like, and your most productive self, it is imperative that you be committed to doing the work. The coach is not, to quote Tony Robbins, not your guru, nor should he or she be expected to be. It is up to you, ladies and gentlemen, to do whatever it takes to get, healthy, in top form, back to peak performance. However you need to look at it, whatever you see the outcome as being, it's your commitment far more than the coach. The coach will or should be committed to helping you achieve whatever the goals and objective of each session is, given however long, your agreement is to work together. But as a coach, I'm saying I can't help you and nor will anybody else really be effective, despite what the investment is, if you are not serious about pulling your weight, because the majority of the responsibility rests with you. So let's be clear. All right, if you're not going to invest in it, don't bother. It's wasting everybody's time and everyone's energy, and that serves no one. But when you're considering it, you need to make sure this is really what you want and need to do, and that you're on board 100% and beyond, because it makes a world of difference. All right. I have a coach. I just filled out my weekly accountability sheet and sent it in, so that when we talk, they'll be able to guide me through next steps. All right. The third point is there's results and victories that you will get, and you should celebrate them no matter how small they are, because I promise you, big breakthroughs usually are a culmination of little bitty aha moments. Oh, I didn't think about that. Let's break it down into small tasks so that you have reasonable expectations and benchmarks, points along the way that you can celebrate and realize maybe you've been too hard on yourself. Maybe you've not given yourself enough credit for knowing and doing those things that are bringing you closer to your success. A good coach will guide you and show you how to do that and stress the importance. But again, it is up to you to measure your results and to celebrate the little victories. There are going to be setbacks. Absolutely. That's called life. But what we do as a coach is to make sure you give yourself positive reinforcement and self-celebratory moments. Because we talk a lot about self-care and mindset work. All of that is factored in, because if you don't give yourself credit, excuse me, for what you've already accomplished, the road ahead looks more daunting. And believe me when I say those little things makes a huge difference in your outlook and in your perspective and in your mindset. Okay? So that's number 3. And the final point is, depending on how committed and how victorious and whatnot you've become in your coaching, you might consider the continued support that the coach is able to give. Now, having said that, let's put a little footnote here. If you feel like that coach has taken you as far as they are able to go, or for whatever reason you're not really getting all that you feel you wanted, being reasonable with your expectations, because your coach is only, human, you might want to consider how the support you need in the next phase, the next level, looks, sounds, and feels to you and for you. And seek out either extended coaching with that person if you're satisfied, or ask for a recommendation for someone else who can take you to that next level. I'm not saying abandon the person. There are certain, for instance, now this is on a counseling side more than a coaching. For those of you who may be aware or may not, I had to go through grief counseling of my own. I do grief counseling, have done it for almost 30 years. But, it's different when you're sitting on the opposite side of the couch. And I felt that my counselor had taken me as far as she could take me, because I recognized the thing that I wanted, the thing that was going to prove successful for me, although unrealistic, we couldn't go any further. And so we ended that coaching counseling relationship with no hard feelings, and I refer people to her because I think she's wonderful. But I was very clear, as was she, in setting the guidelines, setting the benchmarks so that I could see, there's measurable outcomes, all right? And you deserve that, because coaching is not a one and done industry, because there's always another level to go to for success in your business. There's always hi Jim, good Lord, it's been forever. There's always another level to take your business. I don't care what business you are in, all right? But you need to position yourself to have continued support. It is critical. It is, I can't stress anything enough. All right. And I'm not advocating, sure, I'd love for you all to work with me or to schedule a discovery call so we can see how I might best support you. But I'm just giving you some overall guidelines, because how this started, I had a phone conversation with a collaboration partner this morning, and she and I are going to be doing some projects that I'm very excited about. But we were talking about some experiences that she had that she had gotten burned in. And, it is unfortunate. And people have those experiences all the time. I've certainly had them, and I'm sure you have too. But we also realized that she was not completely dealing from a position of clear expectations from her partner. She admitted it. It takes a very strong, secure woman or man to admit, okay, I was kind of flying blind here. And while there is certainly room for the argument, we can build the plane while we're flying it in some instances, in others maybe not so much. So my point is, you have to know what your objectives are, and when you convey those to the coach, he or she can tell you if number one, that's a realistic expectation so that they don't set you up for failure. But B, kind of make sure that the strategies and tactics that are suggested or recommended to you put you in a place that you won't have a bad experience, that you will be successful, that you will reach those goals and objectives, okay? So let's recap for those who have just joined us. And if that resonates with you, share this out. And thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Lets me know that I'm reaching people. Number one, when we're talking about what coaching really looks like on its most visceral level, all right, there's all kinds of whistles and bells that different coaches, depending on their their program investment or pricing sets forth. But the basic things that you should expect is investment. There is an investment. These are people, these are professionals who need to feed their families, okay? There is commitment on both sides, but more even from you as the person who is the client, all right? Because this is your success that you are fighting and getting direction for. 3, there ought to be some results, measurable, actionable steps, benchmarks along the way, including being able to recognize and celebrate little victories. And finally, continued support, whether it's with that particular professional or with someone else, if they've gotten you through to the levels that you feel, okay, I need to make for my best interest a shift. Now, I hope, as always, that this has been helpful. I'm going to ask you if you would use the book me link in the title of this video to have a discovery call with me. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. Have a discussion with me to see how I might best support you. I'm really good at what I do. I have a lot of experience in it, and I really thrive on other people's successes. But it is a no-cost, complimentary session. It goes straight to, that link goes straight to my calendar. Please, ma'am, please, sir, understand that my calendar is set in Eastern time in the United States. So if you're in a different time zone, make that adjustment on your calendar. And then the second link is the bit.ly link, which is to my radio broadcast for entrepreneurs and small business owners. We go live every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we give you, through our experts, tips, tricks, strategies, resources to use in your business, including, and this is the whole essence of the show, business, the good, bad, and otherwise, mistakes that our experts have made in their business and the lessons learned from, so that it helps empower you to recognize things that you may be running up against or how to handle something where you're stuck. So again, I'm all about service with GratitudeSpeak. I would love to have a discussion. Can't wait to talk with you. Use the Book Me link to get on my calendar. Remember, it's in Eastern time. And as I close, I always say, because I really mean this, there is always a reason and an opportunity to show kindness and give gratitude. So make that your mission today, to go out and do just that. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and we will talk next week. Bye.